άρχισε η οδύσσιά μου. Ο γουλιάδος μου, ο Ερίκος ο Σεβίλιας, ο οποίος ήταν στο Auschwitz πέθανε με τον αριθμό.
Ερίκος Σεβίλιας από την Αθήνα.
U.S. Army Staff Sergeant Horace Evers was among the first Allied soldiers to enter Adolf Hitler's abandoned Munich quarters. He discovered Hitler's personal stationery. He crossed out Adolf Hitler, inserted his own name, and wrote a letter home about the camp he had seen just outside of Munich.
Dearest Mom and Lou, a railroad runs alongside the camp, and as we walked toward the boxcars on the track, I thought of some of the stories I previously had read about Dachau, and was glad of the chance to see for myself, just to prove once and for all that what I had heard was propaganda. But no, it wasn't propaganda at all. If anything, some of the truth had been held back. In 2 years of combat, you can imagine I have seen a lot of death, furious deaths mostly. But nothing has ever stirred me as much as this. The first boxcar I came to had about 30 what were once humans in it. Bodies on top of each other. No telling how many. And then into the camp itself. Filthy barracks. How can people do things like that? I never believed they could. Until now.
As American troops approached Dachau, they saw ghastly evidence of recent mass prisoner executions. Anger led some to shoot SS guards still at the camp, but Dachau not only fueled their rage, it also aroused their compassion.
This is the house in Lüneburg where Himmler committed suicide. In that room, the most despicable of all German criminals contrived to take poison after arrest. There he is, powerless at last. Powerless to blackmail, to torture, or to murder. An ignominious end to the most evil life recorded in history. Here's the phial of cyanide found in his kit. It's similar to the one he kept concealed in his mouth, the one that killed him in 15 minutes in spite of everything the doctors could do. When he saw the game was up, he took the quick way out. It's a pity for the world that somebody didn't do it for him when he was born. For Heinrich Himmler, that's almost a kindly epitaph.
So sind wir angetreten und marschieren nach unabänderlichen Gesetzen. Wir gehen den Weg in eine ferne Zukunft und wünschen und glauben, wir möchten nicht nur sein die Enkel, die es besser ausfochten, sondern darüber hinaus die Ahnen spätester für das ewige Leben des deutschen und germanischen Volkes notwendiger Geschlechter.
SS-Leader Himmler asked Germans.
Wir hatten ja immer praktischerweise dieses personifizierte Böse in der Familie, Heinrich Himmler, der wirklich alles Böse auf sich vereinigt hat, sodass alle anderen ganz locker in seinem Schatten verschwinden konnten und automatisch eigentlich als kleine Fische erscheinen mussten neben ihm. Das hatte eben lange zur Folge oder hat bis heute in Teilen der Familie zur Folge, dass nicht kritisch hinterfragt wird, was haben die anderen Familienmitglieder eigentlich damit zu tun gehabt. Das war eine ganz starke Entlastungsfunktion, die Heinrich da übernommen hat für den Rest der Familie. Und ich denke mal, dass also nicht nur einerseits war es so, dass mein Vater sehr früh, sehr offen gesprochen hat über die familiäre Konstellation, über die Tatsache, dass Heinrich Himmler sein Onkel war, sein Patenonkel sogar, und dass er schreckliche Verbrechen begangen hat. Und es war für mich sehr früh klar als Kind, dass es eine sehr große Belastung ist, eine emotionale Belastung für ihn und damit auch für mich oder für uns, dass wir verwandtschaftlich in so einer Nähe zu diesem Verbrecher stehen, zu diesem Massenmörder. Das habe ich immer als belastendes Gefühl in Erinnerung gehabt. Und es war eigentlich auch so, dass meine Schwester und ich als Kinder immer dieses Gefühl hatten, so wie gut, dass wir nur Mädchen sind in der Familie, dann wird der Name Himmler irgendwann aussterben bei uns. Also es war für uns wichtig, dass der irgendwann verschwindet aus der Familie, dass der quasi gelöscht wird.
Paul Parks was a 22-year-old American soldier from Indianapolis who witnessed Dachau after liberation.
These people came out of these barracks-like buildings, their striped uniforms on, and just in devastated shape. One of the fellows came out who spoke English, and he said, "Are you Americans?" And I said, "Yes." He said, "Thank God," and he hit the ground and started to pray.
Who were the people that these soldiers found? They were the victims of Nazi ideology and hatred. The Jews among them had managed to survive the Holocaust, whose goal was total annihilation. Other prisoners, including Roma, homosexuals, and communists, had managed to survive persecution and murder. For many, liberation came too late. Hundreds continued to die every day of starvation, exhaustion, and disease. But for others, the soldiers were larger than life. They represented the moment of salvation that many survivors had despaired they might not live to see.